I'd like to look at another half-angle example. This question asks, if tangent of alpha is equal to negative 1 over 5, and alpha is in between pi over 2 and pi, then find sine of the half-angle and tangent of the half-angle. In other words, you're given information about the single angle and then asked to find information about the half-angle. The first thing you need to do on a problem that's worded like this is you need to figure out which quadrant your half-angle is in. And the way you do that, take your original inequality and essentially divide everything by 2 so that you get alpha over 2 in the middle. Okay, you could also think of it an easier way is multiplying everything by 1/2. So I will take a half of every number that's in this inequality. A half of pi over 2 is pi over 4. A half of alpha is alpha over 2. And a half of pi is pi over 2. Okay, so this tells us that our half angle lies in between pi over 4 and pi over 2. Which quadrant is this located in? This is located in quadrant 1. Okay, we know that in between pi over 2 or pi over 4 and pi over 2, we must be located in quadrant 1. Now, what this tells us is it tells us the signs, the SIGN of the sine and the tangent functions. In quadrant 1, the signs of both the sine of pi over 2 is going to be positive, and the tangent of pi over 2 will be positive. In quadrant 1, x, y, and r are all positive, and so definitely sine of the half angle and tangent of the half angle will both be positive. So we've got our signs taken care of. Alright, so let's go and draw our triangle based on what we know about tangent. Now do be careful, tangent is for the single angle. So let's draw that triangle. Alright, it's telling us that our single angle by itself is in quadrant 2. So alpha by itself is in quadrant 2. That being the case, the triangle is over here. Alright, tangent being negative 1 over 5, that's going to mean that my 1 is positive and my 5 is negative. And then I can figure out my value for r. Alright, we know what x is. We know what y is. So we'll have this left-hand side equaling 26. And so r will be the square root of 26. Okay, now 26 can factor, but it doesn't contain any perfect square factors, so we can just leave it as square root of 26 and be okay. Alright, now that we've done this, let's use our half angle formulas for sine and tangent. So number 1, sine of the half angle is either plus or minus square root of 1 minus cosine alpha all over 2. Okay, we decided before by looking to see which quadrant our half angle is in. The half angle is in quadrant 1, so that will make the sine of alpha over 2 positive. Okay, now we need 1 minus. We need to look at the triangle we have up here and figure out the value of cosine. This angle here is my single angle. Cosine of the single angle is x over r, so that would be negative 5 over square root of 26, and then all of this under the roots divided by 2. Okay, a couple of things on the simplification. First of all, I'll simplify the signs. I have 1 plus 5 over the square root of 26 all over 2. Okay, having the 26 there in the denominator is kind of a problem, so we'll rationalize the denominator first of all, and we'll just rationalize that part to get rid of the root in that denominator. We'll have 1 plus 5 roots of 26 over 26, and then that's now all over 2. And then as our final step, multiply the top and the bottom both by 26 to clear out that fraction in the numerator. So that would result in, distribute the 26 on the top, we have 26 plus the 26 cancel on that second group, so you'll have 5 roots of 26. And then on the bottom, 26 times 2 ends up giving us 52. Okay, now from here, the 52, it's not a perfect square, and so if you want to leave this particular answer as it is, that's fine. Okay, so there's the answer for sine of alpha over 2. All right, let's do the second part. We need to know the value of tangent of alpha over 2. All right, there we have a couple of different formulas that we can use. It's sometimes nice to use one of these formulas so that you don't end up having to worry about the square root. So I'm going to choose to use that particular formula for tangent. Okay, I'm going to copy down our picture that we had up above. We had -5, we had square root of 26, and we had +1. So on this we have 1 minus the value of cosine for that single angle is -5 over square root of 26. In the denominator, the value of sine for that single angle is 1 over the square root of 26. Okay, as we did before, we can simplify our sines first. 1 plus 5 over root of 26, and then this is 1 over root of 26. Now rationalize the roots of 26. And so what we will have is we will have 1 plus 5 roots of 26 over 26 all over root of 26 over 26. Okay, we've got a couple of more steps. On tangent, usually these particular simplification parts are complicated. Now, multiply the top and bottom by 26 to clear out the fraction. There's a lot of 26 going on here. Okay, that would result in 26 plus 5 roots of 26. And then in the bottom, the 26 cancels. You'd wind up with root of 26 in the denominator. As your last and final step, multiply each term by the root of 26 to get rid of the 1 on the bottom. And so your final answer will be 26 roots of 26 plus 5 times 26 all over 26. You can actually now factor out a 26 from the numerator. You'll have 26 times root of 26 plus 5 all over 26, and then these two cancel. Final answer, root of 26 plus 5. That's a very, very ugly simplification problem. You did about 2 steps of algebra, and then the other steps were all simplification of that root.